Hello everyone, my name is Miguel Galeana, owner and founder of Route 16 Running and Walking, and proud sponsor of Race for a Soldier and the Permission to Start Dreaming Foundation. Today we're going to take a look at the half marathon course, which starts in front of the Tom Taylor Family YMCA in Gig Harbor, Washington. So let's get started. Lace up those shoes and let's go for a run. As we begin the 2016 half marathon course, the course immediately starts out nice and flat, a little bit of rolling up and down for the first 1.6 miles. At this point, the main thing to remember is to keep that anxiety down, stay relaxed. You don't want to overdo it for the first 5K. It's important to remember that the beginning of the race is all about getting your rhythm, staying under control, and setting yourself up for the end. What's great about this course is that you as a runner will have the whole lane to yourself with no traffic interruption. And as you can tell here in the beginning, it's again very nice and flat, very scenic, very open. And again, it's very important to stay relaxed as we approach. Again, 1.6 miles, it'll be all nice and easy. And then once we get to 1.6 miles, we'll get to a nice descent on Peacock Hill, and this is where you're going to have to take your stride and change it a little bit, shorten it up a little bit, relax those arms. It's important simply because the quad muscles has to work a little too much if you open up the stride. Same thing with the arms. If you keep them up, you're going to have to settle them down a little bit so you can keep your breathing down in your abdomen instead of up into chest. This section we're going to have mile 1. This is going to be a nice and loud mile sponsor, so it's going to be important to keep it at real time. As we approach Peacock, we'll speed it up right here because it's a beautiful rolling course. Peacock Hill downhill descent. This is again where you're going to have to keep that anxiety under control. It's important to keep the short stride here, keep the arms relaxed, breathe with your stomach. Most people overstride the downhills, and of course the quad muscle, which does not react well to balance, will overwork, overstrain, put more impact on the limb, more impact on the knee. And so it's really important to keep that stride nice and short, nice and tucked, keep the arms relaxed, keep the wrist nice and relaxed, and keep your breathing under control. As we approach this downhill, you'll realize it kind of gets a little steeper as you go. So it's important to, again, keep that stride nice and short. As you come to the end of Peacock Hill, you're going to take a 90-degree turn to the left. And so it's going to be very important for you to have your heart rate down and then open up your stride back to normal as you hit the bottom of the hill. Because this is a long descent, it's too easy to get out of control the further you get into the hill. So just remind yourself that if you can keep that stride nice and short the whole way, all you're doing is conserving some energy, less impact on the quad, less impact on the knee, and more importantly, you're conserving some of that oxygen, which is really important as you approach the middle and the end of the course. Once you take a left on Harbor Hill Drive, it gets into a flatter, rolly section, and so it's important to, again, shake those arms out a little bit, relax, get the heart rate under control, and open up your stride back to normal. As we approach at the end of Harbor Hill Drive here, it is important to understand that you have a slight incline towards the end. You come to a T, you're going to come to Van Hartsen. As soon as you take a right on Van Hartsen, you're going to come to a quick, short descent. Once again, keep those strides nice and short, arms relaxed, breathe with your stomach, not with the upper chest. As you approach the downhill, you'll come to our first water station. So reminder to please fuel up. It's important because you're going to hit this nice incline. It's the first real climb that you'll have on the course. On this part of the course, what's important is to try to use your arms a little bit more. Swing them a little bit, steady, stay relaxed, don't push the hill. It's really important to understand that when you come to a hill, stay steady. Once you take a left here on Crescent Valley, this is the section that is primarily rolling. So you want to, same thing, kind of relax in the first section of Crescent Valley because it's going to be a slight descent, and the rest of Crescent Valley will just be a rolly course. But at this section, it's important to get the breathing back. This is where you start getting into rhythm, work on your pace, keep it steady, open up your stride back to normal, and for the next few miles, it will continue to be just like this, nice and rolly, nice and easy, very open. You'll have a whole lane to yourselves. Drop off here next to the fire station. So if it's a warm day, you'll have an opportunity to drop off any extra materials that you might have on, hats, jackets, vest, gloves, what have you. One important tip that I always have runners do when they go into any distance for a race is to break it up into sections. This would be one of those sections. This might be the second section of your race strategy. The second stage of any strategy is really to get into rhythm, follow the pace that you planned for, try to execute it as well as you can, especially in a section that is nice and long, rolly, where you can really get that rhythm going. Long distance running is all about cadence, keeping a steady cadence. It's like a song. It just has to repeat at a very comfortable pace. At this point, we're going to be reaching one of the major water stations on this section, so it's important to continue to hydrate, take some of those gels to make sure that you have some extra energy as we approach some of the hillier sections of this course. Approach 144th, which is the biggest climb of the course. It's going to be important, once again, to use your upper body a little bit more than your legs. Swing those arms, keep a nice steady cadence. Again, in my opinion, it's important to not attack the hill, but keep a steady rhythm. Don't attack the hill because it's such a long climb. And at the top of the climb, at least, one of the things that we have is one of the biggest water stations, goo gels, extra hydration for electrolytes, and a lot of good entertainment. But the important thing to remember here is, again, keep a steady pace. Nice and short, don't overstride. You don't want to put extra strain on the hamstrings. At the top of the hill, once we take a left onto Peacock Hill, this would be the last quarter of the course. And this is where you begin the racing. At this point, it's important to really keep the transition from the big climb on 144th onto Peacock Hill. Let's keep it nice and steady, get the heart rate back down, let it get back to normal, and then pick up the pace again. But it's important to have that transition. Okay, we take a right here on Canterwood. As we approach, we will come up to one with more entertaining water stations. It's important to remember at this point, we have changed the course here into Canterwood, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit more rolly. It won't have the climbs that it did last year, so it's important to understand that this section is an out and back. It'll give you an opportunity to stay with your rhythm, keep it under control. At this point of the course, it's important to remember that you're only about 5 miles away from the finish. As you enter Canterwood, we're going to take a left immediately, and we're simply going to go out and back. Very simple, very easy to understand the course at this point. You start with a nice flat semi-downhill start here into Canterwood, so it's important again, go out under control and understand that you still got to come back. At this point of the course, it's important to remember that hydration, electrolytes, carbs are very important because your body has depleted immensely with the rolling course, the big climb you just did up 144th. So it's important to rehydrate, go a little bit steady on the course pace. It's important to keep it nice and easy so you can drink, eat your carbs, whether it's gels, whether it's whatever your choice of electrolytes and carbs. But if you slow it down a little bit, it allows you to take it in and not risk any upset stomach. Always a reminder that the course will be determining your cadence, your pace, your rhythm, so try to work with the course. It's important to understand that if the course is downhill, relax. If the course is uphill, work the upper body a little bit more. And again, let the course dictate your threshold, but don't overdo it. Your breathing is a key factor when it comes to endurance running, so it's very important to understand that keeping relaxed up in the chest area, breathing, relax the jaw, relax the shoulders, relax the arms once in a while. It's very important to understand that flexibility, relaxation allows you to go further. The more tense the muscles, the more use of energy. And stay relaxed as much as you can until you get out of Canterwood, where once you get out of Canterwood, we're going to find ourselves in a nice flat descent into the finish. At this point, you're going to see runners going back and forth, so it's important to help each other. High-five them if you like, congratulate them, wish them luck. It's important to feed off of each other. As soon as we come out of Canterwood, we will be at mile 11, giving us 2 miles left to the end. This is about 2 miles out from the finish. Take a little bit of extra water, a little bit extra electrolytes, so you can come in the last 2 miles and come in harder than normal. This is where you put in whatever you have left, because it's a flatter downhill finish into the YMCA. Okay everyone, we're approaching the roundabout and Borgen Street. At this point, you're exactly 1 mile away from the finish. So at this point, you can certainly open up your stride, stay relaxed, open up the arm swing, and really give it a go here at the end. Okay, at this point, we're going to be taking a left. This is new for 2016. New section of the course. It's nice and flat, downhill. So we continue to open up your stride because you're less than a mile away. As we approach the YMCA, we're going to be taking a left here, and at this point, give it what you have. Mile 13, the finish is right around the corner here. Finish strong, arms up in the air. Congratulations. Congratulations, this is a great achievement.